Hey, what's up, DailyFlipz.com? This is Sam Hughes. Welcome back to our Voting Rights series. This is day 6. We're focusing on current day issues involved with the Voting Rights Act. And for help, we had Mr. Tom Roberts, who's a member of the Ohio Civil Rights Commission and a member of the NAACP, to share his expert insights on a number of topics, including the voter ID situation going on in Texas right now.
You know, most of us have no clue what the Constitution says, both state and federal. And we don't know how it applies to us. We just know it's out there. But it's a contract, it's an agreement, you know, that the people of the country have made to one another and how we function. And so, in fact, participating, voting is one of the greatest demonstrations of a democracy. So for one to sit on their hands and not vote in every election, you know, I hate it when people say this is an off-year election. Say that to the school board member or to the township trustee, you know, who's wanting to go and represent you. You know, we only tend to think about the governor's race and the presidential race, but in my opinion, all politics is local. And so we have to look at every vote as being critical. This year is just as important as next year.
A 2013 Supreme Court decision rendered Section 5 of the Voting Rights Act unconstitutional. This made it easier for southern states to pass stricter voter ID laws.
And what happened once the Supreme Court made their decision, Texas and either North or South Carolina right away passed a photo ID. Now, the concern is the states that go to a single form of ID issued by the state, by their Bureau of Motor Vehicle, whatever they call it. In some of those states, individuals were saying, well, those offices aren't open, you know, long enough during the week, aren't open on weekends. So people found it impossible or hard to get to those places to get the ID. And they also cost. So in order to get the ID, you had to pay for it, just as you and I do get our driver's license. And so some people are saying that's a poll tax.
Despite these issues, Texas has not been forced to change their voter ID law, and no significant changes to voting rights appear to be on the horizon.
Because I thought by now we would have a new act. It was introduced probably about a year ago or more and went nowhere in Congress. I don't think a new bill has been reintroduced in Congress, and I don't hear of one being talked about. So I think for the foreseeable future, we're still going to have states put in place those kinds of barriers.
Well, I hope that helped with your understanding of the Voting Rights Act. And if you haven't already, check installments 1 through 5 on DailyFlipz.com, and be sure to check out tomorrow for day 7. DailyFlipz.com. Please like our Facebook page.